Okay, so associative array is having a two column. One, it contain a primary key of integer or string data type. Another is column of scalar or record data types. Means it is contain the two part. One, it contain the key. Another, it contain the value. So here, by use of the key, we store the value. It's just like your array programming language, associative array in programming language also we are using, where you store the value in the form of a key. Normal array that we are using in a programming language, it is just we are accessing the element through the index number. In a programming language, we are accessing the value from an array by using a of an index number. But in a associative array, it contains the key as well as it contains the value. Which is helping you to faster.
Sir, outre sir, कौन contain the value कौन है sir join करें?
Associative array just start कर दो. So it is just like a array, associative array in a programming language. In normal array, you retrieve the value from an array by using of a index number. The array index number by default it is starting from 0, but here you have to define the array value. ମାନେ आमे निजे निजे गोटे वैल्यू डिफाइन करिवो जोटा कि सेटा काउंट हो की. ओके, so it is counting as a key then value. So key is stored in a one location, value is stored in another location. Okay, so for like your roll number, so when you call your roll number you are getting your name. So your roll number is stored some part and your value is stored some part, and every person is having a roll number. Then serial number by default it is present. Serial number is a different, roll number is a different. Okay, an associative array is a type of plsql collection. It is a composite data type and it is user defined. Associative array is set of key and value pair. They can be stored data using a primary key value as index. The value where key value are not necessarily sequential. So when you store the associative array key value, it must not be a sequential. Sequential means like it is not present in a serially basis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, 10, 15. So in that sequence, it will not store. You can pass any type of value. Means where you can pass 10, some value you can store 21, some value you can store 27. Any value you can store. Associative array have only two columns, neither of which can be named. The first column of an integer or string acts as a primary key. The second column is a scalar or record data type. The first column contains your key or unique value. Second column that you store a value like roll number then name. So roll number, first column contains the roll number or serial number or key. Second column contains your value. So it is you call as a associative array. Share this one.
Sir, record टा कौन sir इतरे?
Record टा खाली पढ़ते ले?
Sir मैं नॉकथिली sir ता आगर पढ़ा.
से ता पूर्व दिन ही पढ़ते ले. Record रा काम कौन रोज? गोटे रो रो डाटा स्टोर करिवा ना, रो टाइप रा. काली जोड़ा पढ़ते ले तुम. Record means what? Where you retrieve a particular row. Like we are using a scalar data type. Scalar data type store a single value. When you use a record data type, it retrieve a particular row. माने गोटे टेबल रो गोटे रो रो वैल्यू स्टोर करिया पे हमें record data type यूज करिवा. बुझि परलो?
हाँ.
Associative array structure, as previous mentioned, associative array have two columns. The second column either hold one value per row or multiple value. Okay, first column contain the unique value or a reference value. Second value contain your value, which may be a single value or multiple value. Suppose roll number 1, I can store the name or address. So the name and address of a student is depend upon the roll number. So that is the second column either contain a one value or multiple value. When it is contain a multiple value, then you are using a record. Unique key column. The data type of the key column can be a numeric, means it is a binary integer or PLS integer. The two numeric data type required to store the less storage than the number, and arithmetic operation than the data type are faster than the numeric arithmetic. Varchar 2 or one of its subtype. So when you give a unique value to your record, it may be a number or maybe a PLS integer or binary integer or maybe a varchar 2 data. But always you have to prefer to give binary integer or PLS integer, because if you define a number, the processing timing is very delay than the binary and PLS integer. So it is preferable that while you are giving a unique value to store a value in a associative array, it must be a binary or PLS integer, or you can also give as a varchar 2 data type. Other characteristics of associative array: an associative array is not populated at the time of declaration. So at the time of declaration, it is not populated. Populated means you cannot do any kind of work, or you cannot retrieve the record. It contains no key or value, and you cannot initialize an associative array in its declaration. If you are not giving any value, if you are not giving any value um, to the associative array, like you are providing a key, then you are not passing a value, or you are passing a value and you are not providing a key. So in that sector, it shows an error. An explicit executable statement is required to populate the associative array. Or if you want to get a record from the associative array, explicitly you have to mention some kind of method. Like the size of the database table in the size of associative array is unconstrained. So it is not having a constraint. Constraint means you are giving a fixed size. In array, as you know that array contains the fixed number of value, but in associative array there is no fixed set of value. As much of value you require at runtime, it is allocating a memory for that. So in the programming language, array is saying that suppose in the array size I am giving a size 4, then it is allowing the user that only you have to store the 4 value. But in the associative array, it is not happen. You have to store as much as value that you want to store, so it will store that value. There is no problem. That is, the number of row can increase dynamically so that your associative array grows as the new array are new row are added. Note that key do not have be sequential and cannot be both positive or negative. So key must not be sequential, or it cannot be you cannot say it is a positive value or negative value. So you can store any type of value. It's just like a identifier to store your value. It is not mandate that you only give the integer, only give the positive value, only give the negative value. It is not like that. You can store any type of value. But it is better that while you are storing the storing the key or defining the key of a associative array, you must have to define the binary integer and PLS integer for the faster execution.
sir doubt ଅଛି ଗୋଟେ
Okay.
sir like ମାନେ both positive and negative numbers can be used, right?
Yes.
ମାନେ ମାନେ keys ହିସାବରେ
Uh,
combination ହେଇପାରିବ या on a particular set, like ମୁଁ ଯଦି use କଲି 5 then -2 feasible haba ya jemti mane positive use kori khali positive
सेमती किसी नहीं माने तमे जहाँ भी वैल्यू दे परिबो माने मैंडेट नहीं तमे पॉजिटिव दे परिबो नेगेटिव दे परिबो जहाँ भी दे परिबो
ठीक है sir, ठीक
to create a associative array first you define type then type name each table of is used then employee dot last name okay then employees table last underscore name type attribute index by pls integer so when you give a index number when you're giving a index number then you have to give a pls integer then associative array name is ename underscore table type is ename underscore table underscore type when we describe what is defined here there are two steps involved to creating an associative array. First, declare a table data type using index by option or declare a variable of the data type. Type underscore name is the name of table type. Column underscore type is any scalar or composite data type. Okay, any kind of type you can define like varchar2, date, number. Identifier is the name of the identifier that represent the entire associative array. Okay, for representing the associative array, we are using identifier. Now I'm showing the example of associative array. is one example of associative array. Declare type salary is table of number indexed by varchar 2. Okay, then salary list, that is indexed with the salary name varchar 2 20. Then adding the element to the table. So my table is what? Salary list. Then index is Rajni's value is 62,000. Meenakshi 75,000. Martin 1 lakh. James 78,000. Now my values are stored in the array, associative array table. Now for printing the value, I am defining a data type name. Name colon equals to salary list. My value is present where? Salary list. तो सैलरी लिस्ट में मेरा वैल्यू स्टोर है सैलरी लिस्ट डॉट फास्ट मीन्स इट इज रिट्राइव द डेटा फ्रॉम द बिगिनिंग ओके दैट इज सो दैट वी आर यूजिंग फास्ट while name is not null means till your name is present okay till your name in the name all the values are stored so till your name is not null looping is going on so in the looping it is showing you name is this and salary. So for representing the salary in a screen, we need to convert the salary into a character. 2 underscore char salary list and name. Then name equals to salary underscore list dot next name. Now to moving to the next value by using next method. Okay. तो यहाँ पर क्या हुआ ना salary list dot fast ये आपको जो टेबल का फर्स्ट पोजीशन का जो एलिमेंट है उसको रिप्रेजेंट करेगा उसके बाद जब तक आपका नेम में वैल्यू है मतलब कर्सर में वैल्यू है तब तक ये लूपिंग चलता रहेगा तो उसके बाद आपको सैलरी में जो नेम स्टोर है नेम दिखाएगा और सैलरी लिस्ट में जो वैल्यू है वो वैल्यू भी आपको शो करेगा कब तक शो करेगा ना जब तक आपका लूप नॉल नहीं होता है तो यहाँ पर एक एक डाटा प्रिंट करेगा फिर कर्सर नेक्स्ट लाइन में जाएगा जैसे कि नॉर्मल फॉर लूप में क्या होता है एक इंक्रीमेंट होता है i इक्वल्स टू i+1 और i इक्वल्स टू i+2 तो सिमिलर वे यहाँ पर जो वैल्यू है नेक्स्ट वैल्यू को जाने के लिए नेक्स्ट मेथड यहाँ पर यूज किया गया
सर এটা কিছু বুঝা পড়লেন স্যার আউটরে ঠিক আছে ডিক্লেয়ারটা আউটরে বুঝে পেয়েছে ডিক্লেয়ার ব্লকটা
বুঝো showing you salary of James is 70,000 so it is your output the first is if you want to define the associative array the syntax is define declare keyword okay first you define declare keyword this one declare then type attribute so the same thing we're defining declare type then ename underscore table type so that is your associative array name so here my associative array name is salary so that value is stored where in the table of okay table of so all your value is stored in a table तो टेबल में स्टोर होने के लिए टेबल ऑफ यूज किया गया तो दैट इज द सिंटैक्स ऑफ associative array type associative array name is table of then data type indexed by varchar to 20 so it is indexed by varchar to 20 so 20 data type हुआ defined means ये जो salary जो है उसका data type हो गया varchar to 20 तो salary underscore
सर सर इंडेक्स बाय varchar 20 ର ଫଙ୍କସନ କଣ ଅଛି सर ସେଇଟା ହିଁ ବୁଝା ପଡୁନି
इंडेक्स बाय यार होची सिंटैक्स टा ଆମେ ଯୋଉଟା ଲେଖିବା इंडेक्स बाय pls integer देखो that is a syntax
तो एटा कोन की को मतलब कोन कोनती एसोसिएट करछि की
हाँ see there type attribute is table of, then column type variable indexed by pls integer or binary integer, then varchar to size. We are following only this thing. It is a for defining a associative array we are using this syntax. Same thing we mentioned. Declare only we are using type 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 name is salary, each table of, then not null table row type index by varchar2 then size, then your identifier, then type name. Identifier is salary underscore list, it is a identifier, then my table name is salary, then name varchar2. Okay, so we are printing the name, this one. तो ये जो नेम स्टोर करने के लिए नेम varchar2 यूज किया गया। तो अभी जो एडी बुझी रहा है
सर जो सैलरी अंडरस्कोर लिस्ट सैलरी तो टेबल मतलब नेम मतलब सैलरी राइट
हाँ and it is a identifier alias name.
एलियस नेम सैलरी रो जो जा थ्रू रो हमें वैल्यू ऐड करी पे
Yes, it's just like a object in a object orientation programming language.
हां 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 हां
Okay,
सर बुझी
then for adding a element salary underscore list Rajnish, then value salary underscore list, so we are storing the value. Okay, now for printing the value, so how to print? Now we are defining a variable name colon equals to where initialize the value salary underscore first, means it is retrieve the element from the first position. ओके, तो फर्स्ट पोजीशन से एलिमेंट रिट्राइव करके नेम वेरिएबल में स्टोर होगा। व्हेन नेम इज नॉट null means still or till your value is present in the name, the looping is going on. When the looping is going on, it is printing the name. It is the name Rajnish, Meenakshi, Martin, and James each. Then it is printing you the salary. Salary underscore list. If you pass in this way, it is printing you the value 62,000, 75,000, 78,000. Okay. For moving to the next cursor position, next is used. बुझेला?
यस सर
तो ये सब एलिमेंट इट इज होगा। Anybody is having any doubt? Okay. Then now comes to the index by table method. What is the work of index by? Index by table method is a built-in procedure or function that operate on the associative array, and it is called by using dot notation. Clear? index by जोटा problem थिला कहूतलो. So it is a index by table method is a built-in procedure. It is predefined procedure that operate on the associative array. One is exist, return true if nth element of the associative array is exist, means till your last element is present, so it is return you true. Count, return the number of element in the associative array currently contained. First is what? Now return the smallest index number, means which is starting from the beginning. It is return null if the associative array is empty. Then comes to the last. I return the last index number in the associative array. It return null if the associative array is empty.
सर मैंने अब it जो फर्स्ट जोटा है ला it returns the smallest index number right. तो मैंने फॉर एग्जांपल जदि जो कीज रे की मैंने अल्टीमेटली जोटा की ही तो हमरो इंडेक्स नंबर राइट.
No. Key is not an index number. Key is an identifier. Index number is 0.
ओह
In associative array,
अब मैंने जीरो.
always array index number is 0. Means first value.
ओह हाँ ठीक है सर ठीक है.
Last return the last index number in the associative array and it return null if the associative array is empty. Then next is prior, it return the index number that precede the index n in associative array. Next return the index number that succeed the index n in the associative array. That is moving to the next element. Delete is used, remove the all the element from the associative array. That is rather delete. Delete n, remove the nth element from the associative array. If you want to delete total element or number of element, nth is used. If you delete the element from one position to the another position, then we are using here m to n. So we are giving a position. That is m to n. Okay.
सर आउट से प्रायर और नेक्स्ट बुझे हुए.
Prior return the index number that precedes the index in an associative array. Next return the succeed of the number. Prior means whether the precedes. Precede means previous element is present or not. Next is it return the that next element present or not. Prior is always pointing to the previous number. Next is always pointing to the next number. बुझे ना? मुस्कान बुझे ना? बुझे ना तो?
जी सर. सर से चेक करिवो नेक्स्ट एलिमेंट प्रेजेंट अछि कि नहीं.
हाँ नेक्स्ट एलिमेंट अच्छी है. आप नहीं हमको वैल्यू देखे. Next, declare type attribute. Department underscore type is table of, then department row type, PLS integer. Okay, so declare type associative array type, then associative array name is table of, that is retrieve a record from HR.departments table. Okay, that is retrieve a record from HR.department table, row type, index PLS integer. Then here table under department underscore table. It is a identifier or object. Then here it is a associative array name. So select star into department table 1 from HR.department. So it is only stored in the index number 1 value, where department ID equals to 10. Then it is showing you where it is stored. It is stored in the associative array. Department underscore table dot department ID, dot means access. Department underscore table 1 means only one row, department name. Department underscore table manager ID. Line number 3. Yeah, actually the time is now going to over. I will show this program in another ID. Okay, so tomorrow I will show this program again. Okay. चलो